Hey, beloveds, hope this finds you well. Let me tell you a story about how I created my own internship. The very first internship I ever had, I created it. And I didn't go out seeking to create my own internship, but the problem was there were too many people that were being negative Nancy's, too many people trying to hold me back, too many people trying to tell me, oh, wait, you don't need to be so ambitious. You need to just take your time. And I'm like, no. The wavelength that I live at is at a higher frequency than the average person. And I didn't really get that until I was in college. It started in high school, but I didn't realize it yet. But once I hit college, I realized that just my pace and how I do things is just faster than the average person. And that can come off as very ambitious. It can come off as being just, needing more stimulation. And what I do is I like to keep myself busy. I enjoy learning, I enjoy growing, and so that's just me. That's fun for me. So anyway, what happened was I was in college. The first year that I finished, so I started my freshman year, that summer of my freshman year, I had wanted to do an internship. And I knew that a couple months before the school year ended. And I kept asking, people and my professors and whatever. I was like, hey, I want to do this internship thing. I heard that if you want to get a good job when you finish college, you should start doing this internship stuff. I want one of those. So how do I get it? And people were like, what? You just finished your first year of college. Why are you even thinking about internships right now? You shouldn't even be thinking about it until you're a junior. That's what they told me. They said at the earliest you should wait until your junior year, definitely your senior year, but at least junior year. So what are you doing? And I'm like, are you serious? It just blew my mind that people were telling me to wait on this thing that I had heard from the Career Services Center that is so important to do. So I was like, you know what? These people are telling me to wait, and why am I concerned about this? And so I started to do some research and try to find internships. But some of these companies and whatever, they were saying the same thing, the same narrative about, oh, we don't accept people who just finished their first year of college. Try again when you're a junior. And so I was getting this narrative from like everywhere. And it was a problem, okay? And then plus, I was a young Black woman, and I'm like, is that a part of it too? Like, what's going on? So anyway, I go to one of the professors. He's a business professor. And I was like, I want to do that internship thing. He tells me the same thing. I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but I want to do it anyway. If I find an internship, will you sign off on my papers so I can get school credit for it? He's like, okay, I'll do that. I was like, okay, good. So he said he would sign off on the papers for school credit, but now it was up to me to find this internship. And I told you I had already been looking around and applying, and I was being told, wait until you're a junior, right? So anyway, when I was younger, like in high school, I worked in my parents' offices. They were in the medical field, so I did, little secretary or, work, picking up the phone and stuff. And so I felt pretty comfortable in a healthcare setting because I worked in my parents' office who were in healthcare. And my mom, she was one of the places where she had privileges was at a hospital called Providence Hospital, where she could go and, do her medical stuff there. And so I had been to Providence with her a couple times when I was little. So I was like, you know what? Let me just reach out to that hospital and see if I can, do something. And so what I did was I wrote a letter. I wrote a cover letter, and the cover letter said, I just finished, I'm about to finish my first year of college. I'm very interested in human resources. Can I work for you for free for 4 weeks and learn about human resources? My school will give me credit, and all you have to do is just sign their little paper, their little form. Is that okay? So I called Providence and I asked to speak to the HR director. It took her a few days to get back to me, and I kind of told her what I had written on my cover letter. I said, hey, I'm about to finish my first year of college and blah, blah, blah. She's like, you want to work for free? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, yeah, we love free help. Like, come on. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. So I created my own internship. That internship I had at Providence Hospital, I had it for 4 weeks. In order to meet the credit guidelines, I had to do, I forget how many hours the whole thing ended up totaling, but I made sure that it was the amount I needed to get my credit. And I did my internship there for 4 weeks. and I did it every day. And I did it for every week that I was there. I was in a different HR department. I did a week with compensation, a week with employee relations, a week with, blah, 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 blah. And it was great. I added a lot of value, and they helped me understand, and they were so good to me. At the end, they gave me a little party and a little gift, and I got my letter, a nice little recommendation letter, and then I was able to have them fill out the paperwork, and I brought it back to that business professor, and he filled out the form, and I got my credit. I made my internship, y'all. Okay, so think about that. You can make your internship. If have some guidelines, have some criteria, reach out to places that you think you want to learn from, and who's going to turn down free labor? Very few places will do that. There may be some guidelines they need you to follow, whatever. Do that. But know that if you want to do an internship somewhere, you don't have to just, look at the listings of internships and apply. You can actually create your own, okay? I have done it. And because of my experience, I've taught other people to do that. And so anyway, that's how I was able to get around these barriers, these people telling me I couldn't do it and why was I doing it? And then the organizations telling me that they don't even accept people until their junior year. Like, I got that from everywhere, and I didn't care. I didn't care, y'all, okay? I just did it. And because I started my interning earlier than other people did, by the time that I graduated, I had more relevant work experience than my peers. And I was able to get a really good full-time job when I finished college, okay? So that's my story of how I did it, and I hope you learned something from that. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Feel free to reach out to me. I would love to chat with you. All right, you guys, take care. Bye-bye.